Hello my friends, and today you join me on a lovely sunny afternoon where I'll be giving you an overview of the Cs4Pi. Now this detector is a beach detecting machine. I wouldn't recommend using this machine on a field. You can use it on a field, but I wouldn't recommend it because it hasn't got any discrimination settings. So you're going to be picking up absolutely everything. And that in itself is this machine's strength. It goes really deep, it's really sensitive, and I like to have confidence in the machine, so I know that although I'm going to be digging a lot with this machine and I'm going to be digging some depths, I know for a fact that I'm not missing anything, and that is very important to me personally. So looking at the machine now, we can see we have the control box, a typical Cscope control box. I believe that the newer model of this Cscope model are all black. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they are. Down the bottom there we obviously have the head. This head is 10 inches. I think they call this the polo head. Not entirely sure, but you check on the Cscope's website, it's all featured there. And of course we have the stem, we have the wire, and everything else that you would come to expect with a metal detector. So let's have a quick look at the box. Right then, okay, so we have a typical box, again typical of Cscope. In here, these will screw out and you'll have a pod in there, and in that pod will take 8 AA batteries. The battery life is very reasonable. Again, like all Cscope metal detectors, well, all the ones I know of anyway, this control box can be taken off and hip mounted, but saying that, the detector is very light anyway. If you want to use headphones, just get one of these jacks here. They only cost a couple of quid, and that goes straight in there like thus. And then obviously you would plug your headphones right there. But today, just to show you how this showcasing purposes, we won't need that. So, looking at the control box, and what have we got? Well, we've got 2 dials this time. First of all, we have the on button and the sensitivity, which is right here. Okay, that beeps telling us that she's ready to go and the batteries are all okay. So I'll have her in a green zone there, otherwise you're in danger of too much going on concerning that. And here we have the pulse frequency indicator. Again, I would go into the green zone, the recommended zone. If you come out of that too much, you're going to be missing the thin metals. And when I say thin metals, I mean rings and coins and things like that. And obviously, being on the beach, they're exactly the things that we do want. Now, what's going to happen here is that you're going to have to mess around a little bit to get the setting that you want. I like to have it just quiet, so it's not too... I don't like that constant pitch there, so I just bring her down a little bit and just underneath that, just on the threshold there, so I know exactly where I am with that. Obviously, different beaches, you're going to get a different type of setup, and you're going to have to change that yourself because different beaches have different mineralization. You're going to have black sand, magnetic sand, huge bits of iron, so you're going to have to change that to your specific beach, and that may take a bit of time to get used to, but I recommend that you thoroughly have a good look at that. So as I said earlier, detecting with her, nice and light, very light. You want to go left to right, and a nice sweep like thus, okay? The head itself needs to be parallel to the sand, and don't worry about it knocking on the sand because it's got a scratch head on it, so everything in there, all of those tight coils and things are nicely protected. So let's go and have a look and see if we can find anything today. Right, okay, there you go. See that? Definite target, and you can see the red light comes on here telling us that there's a target there as well, yeah? So now prepare yourself for the digging, and I recommend you get a scoop of some sort and a good shovel. Here we go. There you go. What is that? I'd say 6-7 inches. An old spoon. Okay, here we go again with another target. Red light comes on. Let's get digging. There you go. Not too deep down. 20 pence piece, sir. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. So once again, we have a good target. Right there. Let's dig it. And it is another coin at what, about 7-8 inches, I'd say. This detector is a serious detector. You're going to get some depth from it. It's very sensitive. Okay, look at that. It picked up this coin from that depth. Hold on one second, let me clean this up. Do you know what? I'm not too sure. I think it might be a 10p piece. But anyway, let's go on. Yeah, it's a 10p piece. And along with that comes with a little tip. Always recheck the hole that you've just done, because apparently there's something else there as well. And it was just a rusty old bolt. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? Could have been anything, that. Well, there you go, my friends. 2p piece. That's got to be more than 12 inches. I mean, it's all fallen in on itself now. That was such a strong target. Oh, there you go, another 2p. Quite deep down again. 6 inches, I'd say. Actually, no, not that deep, not compared to some of the others I've been getting. But yes, doing well. And yet another penny. Rusty one at that. But look at the depth. Oh, great. Okay, onwards. Wow, and another 2p. 2p's and 1p, so many. I've got a theory. I have a theory, my friends. I think that these 2p's and 1p's are quite light. So, it makes sense that they are at the top of the beach. Still in the wet stuff, because I'm using a Cs4Pi. But if I was to go further down the beach, I reckon there would be the more heavier coins, because if you think about it, if they're light, they're going to get pushed up. The heavier coins, the pound coins and the 50p's and thus would be down there. But anyway, unfortunately I'm going to have to make a move. I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I've only been here for an hour. The Cs4Pi, incredibly powerful, sensitive, and she goes to some depth. So if you're serious about your beach hunting and you're serious about your metal detectors, then this is the detector for you. Excellent. I can't wait to go out with it again. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.